What's up, guys? It's Bianca of BiancaRoberts.com back again. And the subject of today's video is, should you use Craigslist to get leads? If you're interested in that, stay tuned. Okay, so let's get right into it. This has been a subject that I have wanted to do a video about for a long time. So hi, my name is Bianca. If you don't know who I am an apartment locator in the Texas market. I started sharing about apartment locating here on my channel almost a year ago now. And one of the things that happened when I started with my brokerage was they have a training portal. And in the training portal, one of the things that is discussed is creating Craigslist ads, putting those on Craigslist, and waiting for clients to interact with those ads. That is what you call, or is a form of outbound marketing. I preach on this channel and to anyone who will listen about inbound marketing or attraction marketing, meaning I prefer to get my leads for my business by people coming to me. So one of the things that I dislike about Craigslist and that particular method or mode that has been taught to real estate agents, specifically apartment locators, is number one, Craigslist has their own set of rules. And in the office that I office out of, I've noticed that a lot of agents basically complain about Craigslist, how their ads get flagged and taken down. And I started with my brokerage. They said, go into the back office, review the information about Craigslist, and get started there with marketing your business. So I watched the little videos, I was going along like what it said to do, and I created my first Craigslist ad. I didn't even get the chance to publish it because my video had already gone viral, because I know how to do internet marketing. And I just thought to myself, why in the heck would I spend this much time creating ads on Craigslist when I can just announce to the world that I'm an apartment locator, tell them that I help people with second chance issues, and go from there. So that's exactly what I did. So I could always go back to those training videos, catch myself up, and do all of that stuff later. Because I was basically doing inbound marketing right away. Now, on Craigslist, agents or real estate agents, especially apartment locators, will post things, for example, to entice someone to interact with that ad. That's the way real estate has always been done. So for example, you will have people that will post up a property price, they'll post up pictures, and then someone will interact with that ad. They'll call the phone number and they'll ask questions, right? Well, the reason why I don't like that approach to marketing is because people get upset when you don't give them the information, or you don't give them all of the information. And you are baiting that person into becoming a lead when all they're trying to do is get the information about the property. Again, listen to what I'm saying and think about the process of getting leads for any business, but specifically apartment locating. So what will happen is the client sees the property, it matches the price that they want to pay. For example, they see, hey, this ad is $1,500 a month. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. Now all I need to know is where the heck this apartment is and how I can go see it. So then they call the phone number on the ad, or they interact with it. Let's just say you're doing it some kind of paid ad somewhere, and they interact with it. As soon as they contact that number, all they want is the information about that property that was posted. And then most people have to go through this dumb song and dance of, well, that property is no longer available, but I have others. Oh, well, why did this property catch your eye? Well, and then they start asking qualifying questions when the person was never calling to be grilled about that. All they wanted was the information about that. So it's frustrating, in my opinion, On the real estate agent side, because they're kind of fighting to get the information from the person when the person is pretty much checked out after you said the property is no longer available. And then on the buyer or the potential client side, they're frustrated because they just want the information that they came for. They're not looking forward to becoming a lead for you. I'm not afraid to be the face of my business. A lot of real estate agents feel more comfortable hiding behind pictures of properties because I will admit it does take a little bit of guts to put yourself out there. And when you're providing valuable information to people, you're basically on spotlight. Like they're looking at you, they're looking at what you're talking about, they're interacting with your videos. But if you are a person who's in business, then of course you want people to contact you. I just really dislike this old school, let me get your phone number and then I have to bait you into being a lead, because a lot of times if someone is calling off of a generic ad, they may already have a real estate agent. Now, of course, that can be a qualifying question that you ask them while you're going through these steps. But again, I prefer for people to reach out to me because they think I'm likable, they know me, they know that I have valuable information, and that they're thinking to themselves, okay, this is a real estate professional. She knows her business, she knows her area, she knows a lot of stuff, so I want to work with her. That is vastly different than holding up a picture of a property and saying it's $1,500, call me. I cannot stand that way of marketing online. So one of the agents in our office started asking questions to someone who regularly uses Craigslist. And she basically was like, well, okay, if I go the Craigslist route, how many ads should be publicly shown under my information in order for me to constantly get a stream of leads from Craigslist? And the lady in our office told her, you need to have 100 ads active all the time on Craigslist. And see, the way that it works is ads will expire and then you'll have to refresh them. Every week, I listen to people in our office complain about Craigslist. And I totally understand the fear of being out there on social media, because you have people that are going to come for you, child. They're going to say all kinds of stuff because they are hiding behind their screen. But you have to just kind of shake all of that stuff off. And in my opinion, if you are not afraid to be the face of your business, you don't need Craigslist. All you do is you let people know that you are the resource for them in whatever arena you want to play in. I'm an apartment locator, but if you're a regular real estate agent, you could literally go online and start giving out tips on what you want people to come to you for. If you want people to come to you for listings, then you are going to put out information that would be relevant or interesting for people who are thinking about listing their home. You're going to put out information to them. If you are focusing on a particular niche of buyer, maybe you want to work with investors, then you're going to put out information that investors would find helpful. That is how you do inbound marketing. You do not have to spend all your days, all your nights typing up ads on Craigslist. So that, in a nutshell, is basically how real estate has always been done. You see ads in the back of grocery magazines. You'll see people just posting up generic stuff. And if you read some of the comments, for example, on Facebook and Instagram ads that have to do with apartment locating, if you read some of those comments, people are like, this is a lie. This property is not this price. I know this property, this stuff is not available anymore. It's a very fast moving business. So typically, yes, there can be properties that are no longer offering the special that they were offering a week ago. So if you are baiting clients into becoming a lead based upon a generic form that you put on the internet, it is going to be frustrating for you and the consumer. I've had numerous new and even seasoned apartment locators reach out to me and ask me what my opinion is on Craigslist. And they typically complain about Craigslist. I'll give you another example. There was a guy that was being paid overseas to flag real estate agents' ads on Craigslist. The reason that I know that is because somebody in my office was basically talking about, hey, I talked to this guy. He said that he was being paid to flag real estate agents' ads, and he wanted to know if I would be willing to pay him to flag other agents' ads. And she was appalled by that, which I would have been too if somebody reached out to me in that way. But what happens just overall, when you are at the mercy of outbound marketing, if a platform changes its rules, like if Facebook or Instagram says, you know what, you can't say these words, and then they shut your ad down, you're basically putting your livelihood, your lead generation in the hands of something that you have no control over, which is why I like inbound marketing. And I preach that for myself. I get about 120 leads a month based upon inbound marketing. And the way inbound marketing works is you become the source of information that will make someone say, you know what, I would like to work with you. Do I post up pictures of properties? I do. I definitely do that, but I use it as filler content in between when I have things going on. Like my daughter is about to graduate high school right now, and it has been a whirlwind for these last 2 months. And I have about 3 weeks left of activities to do with her, and then she'll be graduated from high school. I don't necessarily, I'll say that I do post up property photos. I do that for sure. But it's really like when I'm trying to take a break, kind of, ease up a little bit. I just see a property and I'm like, oh, this property is pretty, and I'll post it up. I never really post that information as a way to draw leads to me. I never really expect anyone to reach out to me via property photos. So the reason why I'm able to do some of the things like I do, such as charge for my apartment locating consultations, is because most of the people online see me as a resource. I've started doing a live every Tuesday on Instagram and TikTok where I talk about issues with apartments. I will say the way that I do the business, it's a more human way of approaching being a real estate agent, being an apartment locator. So to sum it all up in terms of asking me what I think about Craigslist, asking me if I put ads on Craigslist, no. I don't run any paid ads or anything like that. One of the reasons why consumers go easily from person to person to person, because they're just looking at a generic ad. They're not tying it to any specific real estate agent. They couldn't care less. All they want is the information about that particular piece of whatever it is you put out there. So I know it sounds kind of crazy for me to think that I'm just going to change a whole entire industry and how people market. Because of the internet and because of social media, most people know if they interact with something and they put their information in, they're going to be contacted in some way. However, being contacted in some way, they literally are just thinking they're probably talking to a call center. They don't have any kind of skin in the game. They don't know anything about the person who's calling them. And that's why I think generic lead generation it sucks for people. And I just continue to get leads and people start saying, hey, I saw you on this. I saw you on YouTube. I saw you on TikTok. I think it's a more human way to do inbound marketing or attraction marketing. I can go on and on and on about why it works, why it's a better approach. The same thing would happen if you purchase leads. When people are being contacted by someone they don't know from a hole in the wall, their defenses are up. Now, I'm not saying that people have never ghosted me, who've talked to me, face to face or whatever. I'm not saying that every single person that I contact is going to result in a lease mean sign. But what I do know is I consistently generate 120 leads. I do charge $25 for consultations, and people willingly pay that. And I do know that once someone is able to see your eyes, hear your voice, they feel a little bit more connected to you versus parading a generic photo of something in front of their face. I'm so passionate about this particular subject. I just happen to be getting a lot of questions about Craigslist and a lot of complaints about Craigslist, and people were like, well, how the heck do you get your leads? I think I'm done with my rant. So if you like this type of content, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and tell me, do you regularly use Craigslist? Do you get all of your business from Craigslist? I genuinely want to hear about it. All right, see you next time.